I think Mike Pence's lawless concept ought to be dismantled and folded up and done away with before any Church of Scientology is ever considered for a dismantling. This was not solely Scientology at work, and Mike Pence at one time was in charge of this construct. And when I was being hilarious, but I I was trying to jokingly say that Prince Charles is somehow, or for some reason, blocking David Miscavige's love interests. That I didn't. I just made the accusation. I said, I would like to make an accusation. Prince Charles in the conservatory with Lauren Bacall had a baby, named him Davy, shipped him off, maybe U.S. Navy, a bird in flight, not his plight. And I went on from there. All of a sudden I hear in the sky, let's get a hold of Parliament. So Mike Pence, do you come in here and sort of play Vice Squad in a lawless construct? Did it appall you to hear that there was a lawless construct? Or was it your concept that you made up so you could shuffle in some lawless people that are rather shocking, that you might find out that they're into this kind of a lawless life? And I mean laws of man breaking and laws of God breaking. But that you didn't bank on me writing law in a lawless construct. That to be truly lawless within a lawless construct is to be law abiding. I mean, when the norm is to always be like you're in Pinocchio's story of how you go to this playland, and slowly but surely you start turning into an ass. And I guess everybody from the least to the greatest has decided they wanted to check out this lawless construct. Well, Mike Pence needs to answer for this, and the United Nations needs to be informed. And if the United Nations, under any administration, has known about this lawless construct, you all need to step down. Because you're killing people in here. Now they are trying to take over constructs using chloroform. And that is where Ed Sheeran comes into play. Because I couldn't tell the difference. Half the time he was Prince Harry, and half the time he was Ed Sheeran. I drew a picture that his hair goes down like this, and I'm looking at, is that Ed Sheeran? I don't know. I don't really watch TV. But Ed Sheeran, I think, or Prince Harry himself, um, informed somebody who he called dad into the setting sun as a young boy who was maybe only about that tall on me, said, Dad, I was wrong. There is chloroform in this hospital. Somebody tried to get into the adolescence wing of Ellis Hospital, an actual hospital. They tried to get in through the adolescents. Youths, three black youths. One girl had stumps for feet. She said she claimed some kind of horrible, egregious injury, and she showed up having just had some kind of surgery, and she was out of it. The other one was with her and was making sure that she was taken care of and knew her by first name. He was a quiet one, and he was often doing push-ups and just keeping to himself. And then the third one was the most outspoken. He's very tall. I'm supposed to be in the adolescence. And then I saw a woman seated in her chair, but she was holding her hand like this. And I was like, look at this. What is going on? Everybody went to bed early because we were just overcome with these perfume smells. 3 different perfume smells, and I believe one was chloroform. Recently, somebody was holding a piece of tissue paper standing out front of our apartment building, and I believe he had chloroform. I said, that's that smell. That is that disgusting smell. It reminds me of Jovan White Musk. Sorry, Jovan. It reminds me somewhat of Jovan White Musk, and it is overpowering. And it made me. Everybody went to bed early, and I had seen days earlier that the one outspoken one that was tall, the young man who said he was underage and should be in the adolescence area, but he was well over 6 feet tall, had stuffed pieces of tissue up his nose. It was like they were preparing to not have to breathe chloroform. I don't believe this was any kind of a dramatization. The ceilings in Ellis Medicine, Ellis Psych, third floor are so low. Um, it's just a square, and you have to eat in your room on your bed. It's very limited space, and these Jews were gonna, I believe, through the adolescence area, take over the construct. I did hear after this person, this redheaded boy, who was either Ed Sheeran or working in conjunction with Prince Harry, was able to tell someone who he called Dad, that there really was chloroform. I did hear a fire engine pull up to the hospital. I don't know. I thought they were going to be evacuating the hospital, but they didn't. And I had a headache from the smells. These women came in wearing, I mean, just way too much perfume. It's not safe here. And I don't believe I was meant to be a conduit. A blank slate, yes, but not an empty head. And when you medicate somebody, nobody's quite who they are, who they should be. But I'm on a different kind of medication that I can think more lucidly and clearly, and I do have self-control, contrary to what you all may want to pretend to believe. That somebody in a position of power who was recently trying to become the president of the United States would be involved in a lawless concept, even if it was only to catch bad guys, but be complacent about me, then I'm just one person, you know? So, Mike Pence, you need to answer for this, and the Church of Scientology less so, and this whole entire concept of a lawless construct needs to be dismantled.